Hello PropStat students. In this video I'm going to show you how to do the Minitab activity on normal distributions. So the first step is to get your data into Minitab. So you'll need to open the spreadsheet that I shared in Google Classroom and highlight the data and put that into Minitab. Sometimes it can be a little quirky, so we'll try it a few times if we have to. Alright, so I'm just going to highlight everything this way by hitting that box in the corner and using Control C to copy it. And then I'm going to open Minitab. And I'll try it first with that same box. We'll see how that works. See, that one didn't work, so I'm going to do Edit, Undo. And I'm going to do the box right under C1. That's worked for me before. Control V. And that one worked. All of this over here is a mess, but I don't need those columns, so I should be okay. All right. So we have step 1 done. We have the data in Minitab. Step 2, find the mean and the standard deviation. So you go to Stat, Basic Statistics, and Display Descriptive Statistics. I need to find the mean and standard deviation for all three: salary, height, and completion percentage. Oops, so I want to be in Minitab for that. So Stat, Basic Statistics, and Descriptive Statistics. Now, when this opens, you'll need to either double click or click and select each of these. Then click on Statistics. You may have a lot of things checked like me, and all you want is mean and standard deviation, so we're going to uncheck everything else. Except I'm going to leave that one there. So OK and OK. All right, and here it is. If I click on the box, I should be able to copy it and paste it on my assignment. Okay. Step 3 says creating a histogram, and so it says we're going to do a histogram for salary and another one for height. And then we're going to do 2 to 3 analysis sentences. You're going to analyze with socks, so actually 4 sentences might make more sense. Okay, so graph, histogram, and simple for salary and for height. Graph, histogram, simple. All right, I'm going to do salary first. So I double click it, and I'm going to click OK. All right, so it says histogram of salary. It has frequency on the Y, so that's fine. It says salary in thousands down here, so that's fine too. And so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to click the box and the drop-down menu and copy the graph. All right, so below that, you want to analyze that with socks. It says to use sentences, so you'll do a sentence for S, and then you'll do a sentence for O, a sentence for C, and a sentence for S. And then you need to go back and do the other one. This is still graphs, histogram, simple, but this time you want to do height. So I'll need to delete that one and choose height. OK. And you'll copy this one in, and you'll also do socks for this. Okay, so don't just type socks. You actually need to type a sentence for each letter. All right, the next one says creating a histogram with a normal density curve. Using the completion percentage, you will create a histogram for all quarterbacks in the NFL. The graph will have 2 to 3 analysis sentences, and you'll copy the graph to be submitted. So we're going this time to graph histograms with fit. And we want completion percentage. Graph histogram and with fit. Completion percentage and click OK. So histogram of completion percentage, that's good. Completion percentage, frequency, we'll copy that one in. I think I accidentally copied the wrong thing. Okay. So that has the normal curve fit around it like that. That's nice. All right, now a normal density curve. This one's going to take us a little longer. We've kind of been zooming through it until now. So we're still going to use completion percentage. We're going to create a normal distribution curve for all the quarterbacks. We'll need to identify the mean and 3 standard deviations above and 3 standard deviations below. So we're going to do graph probability distribution plot and view single. And then we're going to need to enter in some numbers. Graph probability plot view single. All right. I'm going back to this because I'm going to need this. Graph probability distribution plot and view single. All right, and it asks me for the mean and the standard deviation, and those numbers are right here. You can see that the mean is 63.878, and then the standard deviation is 5.097. Okay. So this is the plot, but it also said I needed to show the mean and the standard deviations on each side. So I'm going to double click it. And I'm going to go to add item and reference lines. All right, so I'm going to show reference lines. I want reference lines that are going vertical, not horizontal. So I'm going to give them at X values. And the first one I'm going to do is at the mean, 63.878. So look at this. See, you can see the line there. You can add another one. All right. So this one's going to be above the mean. So I'm going to add the mean and the standard deviation together, and I get 68.975. And that's here. All right, and then what I would do is I would add 5.097 again to find the next one, and I would keep going to add item. So I'm going to do mean, and then add the standard deviation, add the standard deviation, add the standard deviation. So I'm going to have 3 on this side. On the other side, I'll be subtracting the standard deviation. So if I subtract it, I'll get the next one, subtract it again, and then subtract it again. So I will have 7 lines altogether. I didn't do them all. So that one's going to get pasted here. Okay, probability of an observation. So we want in step 7 to find out Tom Brady has a better completion percentage than what percent of quarterbacks in 2017. So it says using his completion percentage, you'll compare him. So we're gonna go back to graph probability distribution and view probability. This time though, we are going to put his completion percentage in, and we're gonna find the percent less than him. So that will be on the left side. Okay. So I need graph probability distribution and view probability. View probability. Okay, and I still need the same mean and standard deviation, 63.878 and 5.097. All right, but for the shaded area over here, I'm going to be putting in an X value, which is Tom Brady's completion percentage, and I need the left tail, which is this one. And the X value I'm going to put in is actually his completion percentage, which is down here, but I can't see it right now, so I think what I'm going to do is pull it up here. Okay, so his completion percentage is 66.3. So that goes for the X value. All right, so this is showing that here's your mean, but here is Tom Brady's completion percentage, and then this is showing that he is better than 68.27% of quarterbacks. So that's the average completion percentage, that's Tom Brady's, which we entered, and this is the percent he is better than. So I'll copy that one in. Okay, and then the last one is Dak Prescott. So using Dak Prescott's completion percentage, says this time we're going to go back and do graph probability distribution, view probability, but this time we want to know the right tail, which means we need to know what percent are better than him. All right, so going back in here, graph, probability distribution, view probability, okay. It still saved my mean and my standard deviation. I'm going to go up to shaded area. This time I want a right tail instead of a left tail, and I need Dak Prescott's number right here. And I will go back. And let's see. He is 62.9%. Okay, so this is showing us, oh, actually his number is, it's overlapping with this other number. So let's see what this one is. That's our mean, so that one would go in the middle. And then this is his number right here, 62.9. Distribution plot is all it says. For some reason it doesn't say completion percentage, so we can change to that and we can give it a title, and actually probably Tom Brady should have had a title as well. That's actually his X, so we'll say Dak Prescott's completion percentage. Okay, and then we can copy it and put that in the assignment. All right, so we also need to go back and do some more analysis. Let's see what else we missed with the analysis. So you're going to do socks for this one. For this one, 2 to 3 analysis sentences. So you can actually do socks for that one because there's a histogram. This one says 2 to 3 analysis sentences. So for this, you're not going to do socks because it's not a histogram. You can talk about whether or not, let's see, who's this? Tom Brady's percentage was above the mean or below the mean, and then what percent of quarterbacks he's doing better than. And then same here, whether his percent is above the mean or below the mean, and what percent of quarterbacks are doing better than he is. All right, and after that you should be ready to turn it in.